Dear fans, I'm making this video in response to the feedback I received on the recent MD and DO comparison video that I posted on the Med School Insiders channel. I received a broad range of responses, many positive, but others less so, and would therefore like to discuss the video. I think it is great to receive such passionate feedback as it creates the opportunity for introspection and productive discussion. First of all, I apologize to anyone that I may have offended. This is not what I was intending. The majority of viewers were supportive, but there was also a subset of viewers that was very vocal about their dissatisfaction with the video. Through this video, I hope to discuss some of the points of contention and to clear the air. Allow me to start by saying that I consider it a tremendous privilege to have you all tune in and watch the videos that I create. This is both a privilege and a responsibility, and I take both very seriously. I have zero intention of violating your trust or providing biased, dishonest, or incorrect information. Thank you all for your support, for being subscribers, and for providing your feedback. Seriously, I very much value your feedback and your comments because they help me continually improve. My intention with all content at Med School Insiders is to be as objective and factual as possible. I had no intention of portraying DOs in a negative light in any way whatsoever. My only goal is to stay true to the facts and present them objectively for the benefit of my viewers. My priority with this video was to educate pre-med students about the two different medical school options, as well as some of their respective pros and cons. Some of you may have interpreted this as me speaking negatively about DOs. Please allow me to state that this is not at all my intention. I do not hold any bias against DOs. I actually hold them in high regard. I have friends that are DOs, and they are fantastic doctors. The degree has nothing to do with one's ability to be a good doctor. I never suggested that DOs cannot be or are not great physicians, because that wouldn't be consistent with my beliefs. But I received some comments that suggested otherwise. As in any field, there is always a spectrum of quality of the professionals, and that holds true with both DOs and MDs. But there is no inherent difference in quality between the two. Many DOs are great physicians, and they deserve to be recognized as such, just as many MDs do. The main thing that I would change in the Med School Insiders comparison video is to emphasize and re-emphasize that both MD and DO degrees are great options. I understand that this is a sensitive issue, and I didn't treat it as such. I said in the video that OMM is an awesome tool, but there are some select therapies which are not supported by scientific evidence. Some viewers objected to my comments on one therapy, which I highlighted as scientifically questionable, even though my preceding statement was that, overall, manual manipulation is an awesome tool. OMM is a great technique to have in your repertoire. Again, I hold nothing against OMM as a whole, but there are certain therapies within it that I have yet to see any scientific backing for. My only intention was to paint a fair and unbiased picture by bringing both aspects to light. Now, I'd like to address some of the other pieces of feedback that I received on the video. Several commenters told me that I was speaking from opinion and that my facts were way off. I want to reiterate that the facts that I stated in the video were indeed true. For example, DO matriculants do have lower average GPA and MCAT scores compared to MD students. This is a fact, and I would be remiss not to address it. Some commenters also mentioned that they knew DO students that matched into orthopedics or other competitive specialties. The point that I stated was that going into osteopathic medical school overall makes it harder to match into competitive specialties. This is definitely the overall trend, but just because it's more challenging doesn't mean that it's impossible. In the video, I myself mentioned a DO student who matched into plastic surgery. It is certainly not impossible. However, this doesn't change the fact that it is significantly harder to get into these specialties as a DO. Like I said, not impossible. However, if a pre-med student approached me and said that they were set on plastic surgery, it would be dishonest and negligent for me to suggest that they should pursue a DO over an MD, or that either option would be equally fruitful, as pursuing a DO would increase the difficulty of them matching into plastic surgery residency. I bring these issues to light only to provide my viewers with the most accurate information to make the important decisions. I'm not casting judgment on anyone, simply stating the facts. The objectivity and accuracy is always the priority at Med School Insiders. Multiple viewers also brought up the residency merger. I agree that I could have included this in the video. However, only time will tell how this will affect patterns of DO and MDs matching into residencies. Until then, it's purely speculation, so I deemed it better to leave the discussion out for now and focus on the facts that we do have. Lastly, I mentioned the overall difference with regards to respect between DOs and MDs that seemed to upset some people. As I stated in the Med School Insiders video, I do not agree with this difference, as DO students get the same education as MD students and then some, with the additional focus on OMM. Again, I wanted to acknowledge this issue so that viewers are as informed as they can be when comparing the two options. I based this statement on multiple factors, including the fact that DO students have a significantly harder time matching into competitive specialties. I've also heard comments and opinions from other medical students, residents, and attendings at various institutions across the nation that are consistent with this view. For me to deny this difference would also be dishonest to pre-meds who are weighing their options. I'm happy to say that things are heading in the right direction and are much better now in terms of recognizing DOs appropriately as physicians that deserve equal respect. But we still have room for improvement. I hope that this clarifies some of the statements in the video which may have been perceived as offensive or controversial to some. I apologize to those that felt this way. I strive to stay true to my responsibility to provide objective, factual information as well as balanced viewpoints on any issue. This remains my goal and my priority at Med School Insiders. I will continue to strive to serve you, the viewer, with information and knowledge that will best prepare you for your future success in the medical field.